Hello everybody, this is Adam here at A Strings, and, well, we're not here at A Strings, are we? No, we're in a Plas in Cardiff, and we're here with our good friend, Mr. Mark Chapman from A. You will remember Mark from our Guyton evening and all the In The Room videos that we did with Mark. Right. And yeah, we're just here to talk about Mark's rig and just a little bit about the tour that A is doing at the moment. And yeah, let's get stuck in, shall we?
Yeah, please
do.
Good
to see you again.
And you, and you.
Let's start off with the guitar that we are using right now. Yeah.
Been playing this one for most of the tour.
Okay.
Had the neck for about 20 years, and the body got ruined. So I got Guyton to make a new body. He refretted it. He branded his logo in the headstock. Very simple. Volume, two kind of vintage PAF sort of pickups.
Sweet, nice.
Yeah, mule and a creamery.
Nice, yeah, we like the creamery stuff.
Yeah, with coil taps on each, which I don't really use for A. But yeah,
sweet.
It's the comfy pair of shoes, you know.
Sweet.
Easy.
Obviously, this is a Guyton built as well.
Yeah, and this is the original Guyton as well. I've been using it at a couple of gigs.
Sweet.
Andy had that in for a quick setup before the tour. So yeah, I kind of flick between one or the other.
Is there a preference?
This one's a lot lighter.
Oh, okay.
So it makes it easier.
It's not specific for a specific tuning.
Not really, no. This one is probably a little sharper sound because of the wood.
Right,
Andy reckoned when he was carving the body of this guitar, it was like carving out concrete. It was such a hard piece of ash, I think. Whereas this is an Idigbo wood that I've never heard of, but it's very light, and it just, nice and comfortable.
It looks super cool as well.
Yeah, locking tuners, all of that he put in for me. But yeah, very simple guitar.
Yes. So when we're talking about guitar tone, then obviously there's always something that we look for as a guitarist. Is there something that you look for, or that you have a conversation with Guyton and you say, look, this is the kind of sound I'm looking for, or is it just you kind of just let him do his thing? And
sometimes I let him do his thing, like with the Transporter. I didn't know what was going to happen, if I was going to get on with it, and it's fantastic and it sounds great. So now I think I like bottom end, bit of warmth, good mids, that top end sort of fizz isn't for me. But because he knows pickups and all of that stuff as well, you see, we kind of discuss what sort of pickups we want, and I like the sort of vintage sound, not too gainy. I like to push the amps perhaps a bit more and stick a pedal in front of it if I have to.
Yeah.
But otherwise, no, it's just I like a good workhorse guitar, something I can just pick up again and again. And hence with this, it's like 20 years old nearly now, and still a great guitar.
Yeah. Yeah, and it looks cool. And all the relicing is all...
Yeah. Well, some of it was relic, and some of it has been relicked recently.
Road one,
yeah. No,
that's sweet. So, let's talk about amps.
Please.
Since we are in front. So, from the videos that you did with us before, we were introduced to the Splone, but let's talk about the Splone. Let's talk about how you got it and how you found it.
Well, unbeknown to me, Andrew had ordered his Splone. Andy Guyton had ordered his Splone about a month before I ordered mine.
Right, okay.
I'd been using Messer Boogie rectifiers all through the A's career, and I just wanted to change. So I just kind of Googled good amps, and I found this and saw some online demos and took a total risk. I'd had no idea what it was going to sound like.
So it was a blind buy then?
I ordered it from the States.
Yeah.
When the pound was a lot better value.
Yeah.
And it turned up, it's a 50-watt head, and it turned up, and I plugged it in, and I'll never forget, I took it to my friend Fim, who's a drum tech here.
Yeah.
Took it over to his barn.
Right.
Plugged it into my old rectifier Messer Boogie cab,
and
it sounded huge, amazing. Then I'd had this old speaker that I'd not really used much. I pulled the cable out, plugged into this old speaker, and Fim turned around and was like, what have you done to your guitar sound? That sounds amazing. And I said, well, I've used this speaker cab instead of the rectifier cab. So for some reason, it just works really well, really punchy, powerful. Just a classic rock amp, 50 watts, just beautiful sound.
So the model is the competition, is it?
Yeah, this is the competition by Splone,
Nice.
They do nitros and kind of more gainier amps. Yeah. And a 100-watt version of this. But I went for 50, kind of push it a bit more. But even on this, we've got a volume set. It's not ticking over. I know.
Yeah. So this is the Royal Atlantic?
That is the Royal Atlantic, which Mesa Boogie discontinued.
Okay.
So I got this. It was like end of line sale. That's
Right.
like a $2,000 head, and I got it for I think under half price. One music shop was just getting rid of stuff, and I'd seen demos of this, and just thought it sounded incredible. And so I'm flicking between this for the big rock. This one does kind of the mid crunch to clean.
Right.
And I'm flicking between these two heads. So they're both on. So if one amp goes down, I have a backup.
Okay.
But also I've got the other dynamic thanks to this unit here, the head track, where I can click between one head or the other. And they're both coming out of this speaker cab. And that's a game changer for me.
Right. So instead of relying on maybe the Splone on maybe a cleaner option, or rolling back the volume and then going pedals for gain.
Yeah.
You're actually
I kind of, with an A gig, there's a lot of
valve
dynamics in guitar sound. There's sparkle, sort of arpeggiated stuff that goes from the crunch to big rock. So it's nice just to kind of have two amps and that added kind of security. If one head goes down, kick the other one in, and I can blag a gig with one head if I need to. But two heads are better than one.
So with this one, you got plenty. Is there plenty of good breeze past? No. Oh, sorry. So with this one, have we got enough guts in it to do the Splone thing now?
It
So
will
plenty.
do that. Yeah.
Okay.
So if I want to kick in the red channel, it can do that. But I use it. The beauty of that is the clean channel and the crunch. They just really punchy and cut through.
Yeah.
So it's kind of nice to flick between the two.
That's sweet. And the cab, obviously, we've having a quick chat about this. This is your old.
This is an old Mesa Boogie cab that we acquired years ago on tour, and I've never heard a cab quite like it. It's just the punch, the mids, the bottom end. It's an incredible cab, and it's pretty beaten up. Sort of like the Millennium Falcon, really. But it just sounds great. And when I AB'd it with the rectifier cab, with the Splone, it was sort of night and day, really.
Right.
Just, cut through and lots of bite and punch. Yeah. So I've not I daren't touch it in a way. Take the back off and investigate.
No. Yeah. It's not broke.
Yeah.
So when we're live, are we DI'd out of any of these, or is it just a mic in front of this?
This microphone.
So 57, straight in the front.
gap. Yeah. Straight in, and that's it. And Ed's out front just pushes it. Yeah. So it's very, it's an old sort of fashioned setup, but it's Kempers and all of that, I know, but I don't know. It works.
Yeah, I think it says something, and I think you get so much feel from.
Looks cool.
From that A behind you being pushed.
Yeah, definitely.
And it does look cool.
Yeah.
Maybe this in the Splone brown.
Maybe, Andrew. Yeah, maybe.
That's the guy, Tom. Right, so
Food
there's
pedals.
only one gap left to fill. So there's a signal chain and that's our pedal board.
Yeah. So amp straight into here. It's got effects loops built in the back of this, but I don't use any of them.
Cool.
Pedal board, very simple. Tuner on off.
Yeah.
Carbon MXR all the way. They're great pedals. Flanger, Eddie Van Halen. Little overdrive just for stupidity, and a wah pedal. This is great. Springs back instantly. I love that.
Cool. So that's the Tremonti mode.
That's the Tremonti, yeah. Now here, this is what flicks between the Splone and the Boogie.
Brilliant.
Unfortunately, when I got the pedal, they didn't have the model with the light on it, so I still sometimes have to have a look to see which amp. But one day I might buy a bulb and put on that.
Yeah.
And this will engage the red channel on the Boogie, which I don't really use, but it's there if I need it. And clean and vintage kind of on the Boogie, that. So, yeah.
So that one's really that's really your Splone switch then.
Yeah, that goes between Splone and Boogie, and this is for the Boogie. Clean, crunch,
and then this is what, crazy.
That's just it adds a little bit of sustain and sizzle to it, and it's a fantastic pedal. Sweet. And that is kind of it. Yeah. It's got a pink gaffer on it as well, because our drummer Adam just loves gaffer tape. So any opportunity, him over there will gaffer anything. Anything.
And this board was built by?
Well, this board was built by Andrew Guyton. I don't know if we've mentioned him before.
So without Andrew Guyton, would you be able to gig?
No, I wouldn't be able to tie my shoelaces without Andrew Guyton. But being a lefty, meeting someone like Andy Guyton, it just changed my world. I no longer cared about could I find a good guitar, because once he's made a couple of guitars, that was it.
I mean, this is something we were chatting about earlier on. The left-handed market, even though it is there and it is present, it is such a massive difference.
I know. Went in a music shop the other day, not as good as yours, and they must have had 300 guitars in there, 3 left-handed, one of which was a Squire.
Yeah.
Which, nothing wrong with that, but one was I think, £2.5 grand PRS.
Yeah.
And that was it, sort of thing. And you're like,
that's the thing. It's either
and a second-hand, a pre-owned SG with a P90 in it, just one P90, which was pretty cool.
But
exactly.
Yeah. Right, listen, we're going to let you get on because
we're going to make some noise in a minute. I'll get the earplugs.
We're going to get out of the text way. This has been Mark Chapman from A. We're going to get some footage, hopefully, of the gig later on. It might be on my phone, so it'll be awful. It'll be brilliant.
And amazing.
We're going to have a great time tonight.
We will.
I'm going to really enjoy it.
Lovely to see you all.
This is my era.
This is you.
Does that make you feel old?
Great. Yeah.
Does it?
I am old.
I've been Adam for A Strings. This has been Mr. Mark Chapman, and we will see you very, very soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.